Hi there, welcome back. How are you today? So in this beautiful video, we wanted to talk about how everything outside of us is a mirror of what's going on inside. This includes our beautiful parents, when they reject us, when they make us feel less than, not worthy, not deserving, all of these things. It's because these things are inside of us. They're already there, As we go through our beautiful human experience, in our childhood, especially, we observe the world around us. We're learning. We're always learning, about this world from our environment. This is how we start off. And so, our parents are serving us in having this experience. This is the experience we came to have, And what I've learned to pick up more than anything else, for some reason I observe it more in my husband than anyone else. I'm not sure why. But so often when he says something or he does something, that upsets me, and I really sit with it, I look at it, I realize that it's a fear or a doubt or something that's already within me that he's bringing up. I see it clearly with him. I don't always see it clearly with everyone else, like with my mum, these last few times, this rejection, I like using that word because so many of us do feel rejected by our parents, that we're not good enough somehow, or whatever it is that's going on. Now, there's two ways to look at that as well. Their rejection and what they say is a reflection of what is going on inside of them. As we were talking in the previous video about our gifts, and that some of our parents are afraid of our gifts. And so they put us down, or they try to make us feel less than, or all these little tactics, all this manipulation that goes on for them to always feel like they have control, they have power over us, So you can look at it as, okay, so my mum has said this and she's done this and it hurts me deeply. Okay, this is what's happened. To the point where, okay, I don't want her in my life. Okay, now this was me. I spent 7 years not talking to my parents when I was younger. I just had enough. And I couldn't for the life of me have a conversation with my mum and end that conversation and not feel bad. I just couldn't do it. Every time I spoke to her, no matter what it was about, I would always get off the phone and feel like crap after, about myself. Somehow she would twist it and turn it, and I would end up being the bad daughter yet again. I was always the bad daughter, So, I got to a point where I couldn't handle it. I couldn't deal with it, and I was done feeling bad. I just didn't want anything to do with it anymore. I thought it's just so much easier to not pick up the phone and just not talk to them, than to feel that way every time I had to talk to her. And I would have this knot in my stomach, this thing that would form in my stomach that was like, it just felt awful, like these, not pins and needles, but like I was being stabbed with knives or glass, shattered glass. So I got to a point where it was like, you know what, I don't want anything to do with you. I just can't deal with you, So with time, I don't know how we got past that, because it was before my daughter was born. Somehow, they were coming to visit. They were coming to visit Australia. My sister was coming first. I'm trying to think where it stopped, that I stopped doing that. And it was because they came to be in Australia for a few years after that. And then we just started seeing each other. We started talking again, but there was always this underlying thing with my mum, I just really don't like being in your presence, there were very few times that I would leave and I would feel happy, that I'd been to see them. There was, there were times where I would see them and I would feel happy. I'd be happy that I saw them. It was mostly because I'd seen my dad, and I had a very strong bond with my dad, a very strong connection. But with her, there was always that underlying pain that she didn't love me, and that's how I felt, even though it wasn't the truth. But that's how I felt, It wasn't until later that I realized that even though I thought my sister was the favorite, that my sister felt the same, because she spent our whole childhood comparing her to me, oh, look at your sister, she does so well at school, why can't you be more like your sister? And then, of course, she seemed to think that I was the favorite. My sister thought that I was the favorite, It wasn't until much later that I woke up that I tied the two together, that's what this is all about with my sister now. She's not talking to me, that she has this anger with me, that she still thinks that I'm the favorite, And I just thought that was so funny, because I never felt like I was the favorite. I always thought she was. It's just so funny how we interpret things as children, and then we carry this into our life, into our adult life, and it's just incredible. But what we wanted to share in this video that's come through from, as we talk through videos, new information comes up, is that many times, what we need to start paying attention to, is that when people talk to you, say our mother, she says something, take a step back from it. And instead of taking it personal, like, oh, she's taking a dig at me, like she's trying to bring this up in me, perhaps this is in her. And that's why she is, pointing it at me, like I'm the one at fault. Because this is already in her. So, we express what's going on inside us, always, in every moment. If we are in pain, we are expressing pain, If we are joyful, we're expressing that joy. Our energy, our energetic state, what's going on inside, is what we are expressing in every moment. If we are afraid, if we don't feel safe, we are expressing that with our words, with our actions, with everything. Whatever it is that's going on inside is what we are expressing without even thinking about it. We don't realize we're doing it. It's what we're doing. We are expressing. Now, when we take things personally, it's because there's a belief within us still in there that we're not good enough somehow. We're not good enough. Good enough for what? For our mother's love? Think about it. We're not worthy. We're not worthy of our mother's love. We don't deserve our mother's love. The person that brought you into the world. Now, when you came into the world and you took your first breath, did you not deserve love then? Were you not worthy of love then? Were you not good enough for your mother's love then, in that moment that you took your first breath? So, my beautiful beings, what if it had nothing to do with you? What if your mum was already messed up before you arrived? She already had all this going on inside of her. What if she didn't feel worthy of your love? You're innocent, you're pure, you're a gift from Spirit. For them, for your parents. You are pure, unconditional love. Can you imagine what that feels like? To hold this baby and all you see is the light and the love that is pure. And you don't feel worthy of holding this much love. You don't feel that you deserve to have this in your life. You don't think that you are good enough to have this beautiful baby that you are holding, that's been gifted to you by Spirit. Imagine all the things that were going through your mum's mind the moment you were born into the world. So, my beautiful beings, this behavior of not deserving is something that you learned in your childhood with conditional love, a love that requires conditions. Conditions must be met for me to give you my love. This is what I grew up with my mum. I had to be a good girl for her to approve, for her to be happy. A good girl. So I had to learn all the conditions that needed to be met in order for her to give love. And this is how most of us grow up. There are conditions that need to be met. This love from our parents, it's not given freely. It's not unconditional. This is the love of Spirit. We come here to have this human experience, to learn what it is to have conditional love. What? I need to meet all these conditions for someone to love me? Not only someone, but the person that brought me into the world. What? So we learn. We go through our childhood learning that we need to do this and we need to do that and we need to be this and we need to be that. For our parents to give us love, for our parents to approve of us, for our parents to accept us. But what they are teaching you in your childhood is what is already inside of them. The unworthiness that they are teaching you is the unworthiness that is inside of them. That they don't deserve, that you don't deserve their love, was something that was already inside of them. They don't deserve your love. That you're not good enough for their love is something that you learned from them. They're not good enough for your love. Everything, every belief that you have taken on, you have learned from your parents. Why? Because it was already in them. It was already in them. And it's the experience you came to have. What does that feel like? That the being that brings me into the world can't love me. What does it feel like to not deserve the love from the being that brought me into the world? What does it feel like to not be worthy of that love? But know in your heart that all of these beliefs that you have about not deserving their love, about not being good enough, about not being worthy, you learned all of this from them because it was already in them. Let this sink in for you today. Just as hurt people hurt others, everything that was passed on to you by your parents was already in them. It was already in them. They're not worthy, they're not good enough, they're not deserving, they can't be loved. You're unlovable. You learn this from them. We can't help but express what is inside of us. And as much as we yearn for love, because this is who we are, at our core, in our core, this is who we are. Unconditional love, unwavering love, infinite, endless love. This is who we are. That's why we crave it in every moment. Like the air that we breathe. We desire this more than anything because it is who we are. So know in your heart that whatever you've been through with your parents, it was never out of malice. It was always because this is what was in them. They can't give you something they don't have. I remember so many times saying this to my cousin. Your mum can't give you something she doesn't have inside. If it's not there, she can't give it to you. She can't make you feel worthy of love if she feels that she's not worthy of love. She can't make you feel that you are good enough just as you are if she feels that she's not good enough just as she is. She can't give you confidence if she doesn't have any. So everything she has given you, we're talking about our mothers, everything she has given you is what she has inside. So if you got lemons like I did, it's because she's full of lemons. If you got apples, that's what she's got. She can't give you what she doesn't have. In every moment, this wonderful being that has been serving our human experience, and let me say that again because it's the most important thing, to know this being with all its faults, with all its limitations, has served your beautiful human experience. And perhaps you are here to go beyond those limitations. This is what you are here to do. To go beyond whatever, beyond what she dreamed was possible. Your mum. So know in your heart that yes, she did the best that she could do, my loved ones. Always, just as we are doing the best that we can do with what we have. Always. Always. So, when others express something towards you that seems like it's personal towards you, this is for you, you have a choice. You can sit with it. And if it resonates, then there's something there. Allow it to come up. Sit with it. What is it that's trying to come up? Not worthy? Not good enough? Don't deserve? What is it that's trying to come up? And if that person is throwing that at you, know in your heart that it's inside of them. Because we cannot express what is not inside. If we're not feeling joy, no matter how much we smile and we laugh, that energy is not full of joy. If we're not feeling love, no matter how much I hug you right now, my energy is not full of love. Because at the moment, it's not what I am being. I can only express what I am in this moment. And if I am feeling shame, if I am feeling guilt, if I am feeling worthless, useless, whatever else is going on inside, this is what I am expressing in every moment. There was a beautiful poem. It was at my doctor's surgery when I was young. I remember reading it. If a child is taught humility, it learns to be humble. You know, it had all these quotes like that. There was about 12 of them. If a child is shown love, it learns to be loving. You know, all these things. And it's exactly true. A child learns all these things, and then it becomes. So, my beautiful beings, may this stir a knowing within you that it is never about the other person. They served your human experience, and you are exactly where you are meant to be. All right, my beautiful beings. We love you guys. Remember to click like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the messages. And we'll see you in the next video, okay? Bye for now.